Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Start it all over.
All right. No, that's question number one. Just who are you? Just a light introduction. Who are you?
My name is Victor Hoffman. How are you?
I'm doing great, Victor. It's really nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Nice to be here. Thank you for coming.
Oh, it took forever to get here.
All the road
all the traffic and all that. Yeah.
I know. But you said you grew up in the area.
Well, I lived in Randolph and Girard when I was a kid growing up little by little. From here, it's, I don't know, half a mile down and maybe 3/4 of a mile that way between 5th and 6th Street.
So you're coming back home?
So Front Street is nearby, so 5th Street is what, a half a mile away?
Not even, yeah.
Yeah, not too far.
And that's really great. So tell me about it. What was it like growing up around here back then?
Well, we used to play all kinds of games like Ringalario. People don't know that game.
What is that? What is that?
That's like 3 guys against 3 guys.
Right.
We go running. We go hiding.
Okay.
And as soon as they catch you go, 1, 2, 3, you're my man.
Oh, okay.
And then you take them and you put them on the base.
Right.
On that, let's say a chair, a step or something.
Right.
Of whatever house it is. And now you're playing, you're my man. 1, 2, 3, you're my man. So he's got to stay there. He can't move until somebody comes and tags him. He can go. He can run away again.
Okay.
But you got to get all 3 guys there.
Oh, at the same time.
Yeah, one after the other.
So
you used to hide in the alleys, and there's a lot of alleys back then, yeah.
So were you good at catching people? You said you like to run a lot.
Oh, back then I did a lot, yeah.
That's really awesome. That's really awesome. So, so at what point, did you enlist in the military, or were you drafted?
I went into the Air Force, 1966.
1966.
I think it was April or May. Right now, I can't remember exactly.
I
think it was April.
What led you to that decision?
I don't know. After high school, I went to work. My father worked at a company.
Right.
It was somewhere where the heck was it? In Willow Grove or somewhere. I can't remember the exact place back then. No, he worked in Philadelphia. And then the company moved to Willow Grove.
Okay.
So because of that, my father and family had to move to Croydon, which is not far from Bensalem, from Bristol. So it was closer to him to get to work.
Okay.
So after high school, I went to work with my father, and my brother worked there too.
Nice.
Okay? So the 3 of us were there. And then I go, I don't want this anymore. Who the heck wants to? I'm putting little things together, like A goes B, that goes there, you know?
Okay.
I couldn't do it. I said, heck with that. Even though I was, what's it known as? Mechanically inclined.
Right.
I used to be able to do things. My dad used to tell people when I was growing up, and friends of the family would come over, yeah, I came home one day and Victor took the front door off the hinges. How the heck did I do that? I was 7, 8 years old, taking doors off the hinges.
Wow.
But either way, after I said, man, no more, I'm going to go to a service. I'm going to join the service.
Wow.
So I went into the service. I got out of the service, went back to the same company because they had to hold it back then. They had to hold your job for you.
Really?
Yeah, whether you enlist or get drafted.
Wow.
Well, I don't know what it's like now, but it used to be that way.
It's pretty cool.
So I went back to the company, and I'm working for the company for another 3, 4 years. Meanwhile, I got married to my first wife, 2 kids, and long story short, I don't want to do this anymore either. I was like a gypsy, going from here to there to there to there. I went to work for one company, Crown Cork and Seal, 2 weeks, and I said, heck with this. And then I worked for another company for 2 weeks, and I'm fixing the drywall in the place, and I'm painting it. And the boss comes and says, I didn't tell you to paint them. I go, hey, what else is there to do, you know? So I said, the heck with this. I can't work over here. I can't do this.
Wow.
Then went to work doing drywall for myself. And I did this for a lot of years, almost, 30-some years?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then, what were we getting at? About when did I join the service? Or are we talking about what I do afterwards?
No, like, just when did you join? That's really
Well, it was, I think it was April or May 66, yeah.
Okay.
My first son was born in, January 69, or I think it was, no, 70, April 70.
April 70.
I'm losing all my dates here.
No,
April 70.
You're great, man.
Now, okay. What's the next question? I got too many things on my mind.
That's okay.
And everybody knows the way I am.
No, that's
I'm
okay.
that way all the time.
I want you to just whatever comes to your mind.
Are you gonna? What do you call it? Okay, go ahead. Ask.
So, at what point did you get started in golf? Was that before the military or after?
I don't know. Way before.
Way before.
Okay. Not actually me starting, but first time I even heard about it, high school.
Okay.
17, let's say 10th, 11th grade. Only high school I was going to then because my family moved to another area. I think it was called Logan or something. So I had buddies, met guys my age, and we used to hang down at the corner after school and what have you. I don't know what the people do now, but they're doing this with their phones and stuff or games. We used to hang down on the corner. We used to play chink, wire ball, and stuff.
Okay.
You know what chink is?
I don't. I know what wire ball is, but not chink.
Okay.
Chink
is sort of like two guys against two guys or one against one. It's sort of like handball.
Okay.
But you have to hit the ground, hit the wall, hit the ground, hit the wall, or straight into the wall. But the ball has to bounce in a certain area.
Okay.
Okay. So that was chink.
That's cool.
Wire ball is you throw it up, you hit the wire, and it bounced everywhere and stuff. But that was good too. But golf, high school, 10th, 11th grade, one of the guys in the neighborhood was a guy named George.
Okay.
He wasn't too friendly with everybody else, but everybody knew him.
Right.
Say, hey, George, what's going on? Okay. Anyhow, once a week or twice a week, I would notice he's got this iron thing in his hand, and he's going across the boulevard to Hunting Park. He was hitting golf balls back then. He was either chipping or putting. Could have been a 9-iron or 8-iron or whatever it was. He was going to almost every day that I saw him.
Wow.
A couple of days a week for sure. So I didn't play then. That was just him. That's the first time I noticed golf.
Right.
The next time I noticed golf, 1986, when Jack Nicklaus won the Masters.
Right.
We were in a bar, me and a couple other guys. And I go, hey, what are you drinking? Budweiser? Why have a Lowenbrau? That's a better beer. So he had 2 beers, and he was like, oh, God. Lowenbrau's a hell of a lot, what used to be a hell of a lot stronger than Budweiser. I don't know what it's like now. Now it's made by Miller or something. But either way, that's when I really said to myself, wow, he won the Masters and all that money he made. I don't know how much it was, but it was a big number. And,
Sure.
And I heard of things like money in tennis, money in a lot of different sports. I'm thinking about that. Forget it. I'm doing construction work. I'm in the drywall business.
Right.
And carpentry. So after that, now what are we looking at? Okay. The next time I played, or the first time I played, actually. This is a couple of years later. How many years? Let's say 20 years later.
Wow.
18 years later or something.
Okay.
I'm 49 years old, almost 50. Meanwhile, I met George again. Remember the guy I was telling you? I haven't seen him in a long time. And I go, hey, George, Victor, you remember? Yeah, oh, yeah, Olney High School. So he goes, I say, you still hitting that ball with the iron thing and all that? He goes, yeah, I play pretty much. I play a lot of golf, he goes. So and I asked him, where does he play? He goes, I play different golf courses and what have you. So now he goes, you want to try it? I go, oh, yeah, I'll go out there with you one day. So I borrowed his clubs. I borrowed a set of clubs of his. We go out to play. I'm hitting it all over the place. So I go, okay, I don't like this game. This is crazy. And then I said to myself, I'm not even 50 yet, okay? I'm trying to get the dates pretty close. But anyhow, what happened after that was, okay, I went to Kmart and I bought a new set of clubs. It was a Lee Trevino golf set. in a box. Everything was in there.
Right.
I don't know, 3, 5, 7, 9 clubs or whatever, putter. Anyhow, I go out to a golf course, the same one we're playing that, what was it back then? Juniata, I think it was.
Yes.
Okay, so we go up to I go up to Juniata myself, and I just finished 9 holes. It's a relatively short course now.
Yes.
But back then, I thought it was like ridiculous. But I just finished 9 holes. So I'm going to the 10th hole. And I meet up with this old timer. Back then, I thought an old timer was an old guy. This guy was old. All gray hair, white hair like me, you know. I go, you mind if I join you? He says, yeah. So I had a little pull cart, golf clubs in there. He hits the ball, 120. I hit the ball, 150 over that way. He hits another ball, 120 straight. I hit the ball 140 over that way. He hits it 120 straight. He's on the green. I hit it over there. He 2 putts, he gets a 5. I'm going back and forth like in a service. Left, right, left. Anyhow, yeah, I got an 8. The next hole, I get a 7, 8. He gets a 4 or a 5. He gets a 4 in the next one. I get a 7.
Right.
And I'm saying, Jesus, gosh, that's ridiculous. This game is tough.
Yes.
You know? And I said, well, how the heck do you do that? He goes, when I turned 50, I started exercising, quit smoking, stopped drinking, really got down to eating healthy, and because I wanted to play golf, he says. Guess what I did? I did the same darn thing.
Yeah.
I started getting healthy, started losing weight, stopped smoking. I still have a drink now and then, but as a matter of fact, I had a shot of rum yesterday.
Nice.
I go to my cardiologist. He says, you do any drink? And I go, I drank a glass of beer, or a glass of wine, a shot of rum, sometimes 2. But I don't go exaggerate. I don't exaggerate it anymore. I don't go drinking like I used to at one time. I used to close the bar way back. But either way, now what helped me was actually getting to an older age, okay? When I retired when I was 66. I'm 76 now. When I told my wife, I said, when I retire, I'm going to play golf every day. Every day. For the next 3, 4 years, I still worked 5 days a week because people were calling me to do it. And I go, what the heck, you know? Mm-hmm. So anyhow, my wife said, finally, you got to stop this. Okay, so somewhere around 69 years old, I stopped. I said, no more to everybody. No more, don't bother me. I'm going to change my phone number, don't bother me. And yet, still today, I have 2 customers that I take care of.
Okay.
A guy named Joe, he's right around the block from me, around the corner. And another one lives in Florence, New Jersey. Her name is Christine. She's like 88 years old.
Wow.
She calls me once or twice a year. Can you change a light bulb and put this and do this and fix? My light switch isn't working, you know. And I'm acting like her now, but no, that's what I would do for her. Joe was a different story. Joe, he got her all planned. Take the storm screens out of the doors, put the glasses in, move the air conditioner out of the window into the attic. Do this and do that.
You're like a full contractor now.
Yeah, he'd have like a to-do list, sort of. So I go there for 2 hours, 2.5 hours. It's only around a block. And then for Christine, I go there. She talks her butt off. My God. I'm there for half an hour, but I can't leave for 3 hours. She talks. She doesn't stop forever, just like me, sort of.
That's okay, though.
But either way, 2015, I'm playing in the senior league at a golf course known as Oxford Valley. It's a 9-hole course.
Okay.
I think it was 215. I won the senior championship.
Ha!
Why? Because, like I said, I stopped. This is what? Now it's what, 2022? So 6 years ago, I was 70. So like a 68, 69, that's when I basically stopped working.
Wow.
Right? And I started playing a lot. Now I'm living in Bristol, PA. Now I'm like a couple miles from Bensalem, a couple miles from Oxford Valley. So I would go here, there, practice chipping and putting and playing and what have you, 3 times a week. So now, 2015, I won the senior championship at Oxford Valley.
That's amazing.
Great. Like 35, 40 guys are in it.
Wow.
And I was in the A group, they call it, A group and B.
Okay.
So the A group's a little better, okay? I wasn't great, nowhere near it, but I still won it. 2016, I came in second place. There was this Korean guy, AG or something they called him. He beat me, okay? And in 2017, I beat him again, so I was champion again.
Right.
And then I started playing at fairways again, like 70, let's say 4 or 5 years ago, 4 years ago, let's say. And first year I didn't, but the second year, in that case, I went down to the B group because that's a longer course. And meanwhile, I was what I call myself, self-trained, okay? I didn't have any teachers or anything. About, I guess, 71, 72 years old. Yeah, that's about right. So now I'm playing at fairways, and the second year I won over there. I was in a B group, okay? And there was like, that's like what they call that, 18 handicap, no, wait a minute. Yeah, 18 handicap up to 25. And then the next year I started, a friend of mine went to PGA H.O.P.E, was hooked up with him, tied him with him, going to the group, and what was it, in Willow Grove, near the Naval Air Station.
Right.
This is before they went to Bensalem. A guy named John. And John told me about it. He says, why don't you sign up? Go there. So I ended up going there. And all the pros there, they're local pros. They're not the guys you see on TV.
Right.
But they are darn good. They're a lot better than me, a lot better than the average guy. These guys are good.
Yes.
They are good. And they teach you very good. And they helped me a lot. And I've been going to them since, I guess, pushing 5 years now.
Wow.
Willow Grove, I think it was for 2 years, and for like 2 or maybe 3, let's say 2, and the last 3 had been Salem, because I didn't have to go that far now. That was like, 3 miles from my house.
Yeah.
So that was basically it.
Wow.
That's how I started my life. Doing this, doing that, doing this, doing that. High school, work, started military, finished the military, got married. Man, that's a long story. That's a long story.
It's great though. Well, so you never took golf lessons? You just picked it up?
Just with the guys that I'm talking, PGA H.O.P.E.
But before that, you never really...
No.
Wow.
No.
What kept you coming back?
Well, I always did, what do you call it, magazines. A lot of people do that. Mm-hmm. And recently, I guess 5, 6, 7 years or so, back looking at on the internet, you see different teachers on there.
Sure, yeah.
And my wife says, you got to stop that. This, that. You try that and don't work. You try that one, don't work. You try it. I was going from one teacher to another on the internet. I didn't sign up for anything. It was just free.
Right.
But the PGA H.O.P.E, I go there, you got Johnny C., your grandfather. I can't remember. Bill Fox, Dan Hoban. I can't remember half of those guys' names. There's so many of them.
Wow.
There's a women PGA teachers, mm-hmm. and there's men, and these guys are good, and the girls are good too. There's a couple of them.
Yeah.
And they are good, and they teach you. For instance, they go to the chipping area. That's where Dan Hoban does a lot of that. And I can't remember the guy's name, the putting. And I can't remember half of their names now.
It's okay.
But either way, that's about it. What else could I tell you?
Well,
I went like from when I was 16 to where I am now, 76. That's 60 years. That's a lot of stuff that happened to me.
Sure.
That's a lot of stuff. And Hope more stuff happens.
That's amazing. But you mentioned you run a lot, though?
Well, I stopped running.
Stopped running.
If you look, I got, what do you call it? Knee braces on my knees. Torn meniscus is on both.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
How'd you do that?
Oh, my God. Running.
Just running?
Playing soccer, a lot of soccer. And,
Yeah.
But now I'm trying to keep my right legs not straight, but stable.
Stable. Yes.
You keep it stable when you hit the ball.
That's but golf is hard to just pick up. Like what?
Oh, my gosh,
What kept you just keeping at it? You just wanted to do it? Or?
Well, I just wanted to get better, you know. And,
Wow.
But I did get better, but I'll never get to, what do you call it? George right now, he could be on the senior league, the champion leagues, whatever they call it, the champions, right?
Right, yeah.
Champion PGA, yeah. But because right now he'd be around my age, you know.
Wow. Do you still talk to him, or
I haven't seen him for years.
haven't seen him for years? Wow.
Because like I said, when I was living in Logan, yeah, and then moved. What was it? Wait a minute. Logan, then moved up to Croydon, and then, oh my God, I can tell you about moving.
Tell me about it.
In my life,
I've never moved in my life.
There you go. That's you know how far the average person moves. Give me how far. Your dad might know because he's in real estate. You ask him how far the average person moves in their life when they move, how many times and how far. How far do you think it is?
No more than 10 miles.
25 miles maximum.
Wow. Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
And how many times average person move in their life?
Say twice.
3.5.
3.5. Wow.
Yeah. That's including, let's say when you grew up, when you were a child. You're not a child now, but when you were a child, where did you live?
Holmesburg.
Holmesburg. Now where do you live? Then where did you move after that?
I didn't.
You stayed there.
Stay there.
And where are you now?
Still in the same house.
Oh, you are? Oh, you're one of the few.
I am, yes.
I'm telling you.
Everybody else is gone. I'm still there.
My first wife, I don't know if forget that.
Okay.
Okay. Well, like I said, I lived at Randolph and Girard.
Yes.
She lived at 7th and Brown. You know where that is?
Not exactly.
A block and a half, half and a block west and 1.5 blocks south.
Wow.
She was there and I was here.
Wow.
Okay? As we were growing up, I didn't even know her.
Huh.
Didn't know her. High school. Now, let's talk, 12, 15 years, 16 years later? Let's say from an infant to 16, 17.
Right.
I was at 4732 D Street, and her address I don't remember, but she lived on 11th Street. D Street is between 10th and 11th. I mean, Marvine, 4645 Marvine. Wait a second, I'm lost. 4645 Marvine Street. That's between 10th and 11th. You go up a 1 block up and 1 block west. That's where she lived.
Wow.
And I met her, and she lived there the whole time, through high school and everything, and even years later. And then when we got married, 68, 60, somewhere around there. Yeah, I can't remember exactly the year or the date because that was my first wife. We were divorced after that.
Right.
But we lived close here, and eventually we got married.
Okay. So you moved more after that, you said.
Okay, now how many times have remember I asked you about how far the average person moves? Mm-hmm. I lived on Oriana Street. I lived on Randolph Street. I lived on Wyoming Avenue in Croydon. I lived in Andalusia. I lived now in Bristol. Well, back then in the Bristol. And then to Montgomeryville, and then what's that other place up there? Percy.
Wow.
And from Percy to Puerto Rico. No. From Percy back to Bristol, and then to Puerto Rico, and then back to Bristol again. So I moved 10, maybe 11 times in my life.
Wow.
My wife now got married, 83. in her whole life, she lived in Bristol on Penn Street.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Like I said, after 6 months after we met, we moved in together. We lived together for 7 years. Then we finally got married. But since the time she lived in here forever and ever, she moved maybe 7 times already.
Wow.
And my son's copying what I did too. You copy what you see as you're growing up. I moved, bounced around like heck. Why? Because I heard of a friend of mine, actually a friend of my brother's. He was a Puerto Rican guy. His name was Felix Santiago, right? He bought a house, lived there for a little bit, fixed it, sold it, fixed another one, sold it, bought another one, fixed and sold it. So he went bouncing around. Now he's probably in $1 million house in right near, what's the name of that town in Jersey? Near Atco, Berlin, New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
See, can't remember these names, everybody. But
a lot.
Last I heard, he's in Berlin, New Jersey.
Okay.
But now my son went to college, IUP, married a girl from West Virginia, ended up staying there. They bought a house, fixed it, bought a house, sold another one, bought a house, sold another one. Keep going up and up and up. So why? Because I don't know if your dad might know this about you. You don't get taxed on the increase of the value.
That's true.
For instance, Montgomeryville, that was a town condominium.
Okay.
Bought it for 53, sold it for 90 a year and a half later.
Wow.
Okay. Bought the house in Percy for 82, sold it for 135 a year and a half later. Built a house in Puerto Rico, sold that. I was like, I lived there for 3 years. 3 years. The whole 3 years living in Puerto Rico, right in Dorado, 3 miles from the beach, perfect area, right in the middle of the island. It's like 100 by 35. And I'm telling my whole story.
It's okay. I'm listening. Did you golf down there at all?
I did a couple times. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, but it was very expensive there.
Really?
Yeah, it was like, I think at Dorado it was like $80 during off day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice courses though?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's one where Chichi Rodriguez, I don't know, he's dead now, but he used to live there, right on the golf course.
Wow.
Yeah, the Dorado Hotel's right there.
Okay.
And there's a couple other courses. One at this end, it was supposed to be that's one where the pros play. And there's another one over here, another one down here. Ponce, Arecibo. I can't remember the names. It's been in 1990 or something it was. A long time ago.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Hey, I was there during the drug wars.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh.
if you ever lived in an area like this, it would probably scare the heck out of you.
I would imagine.
But I lived in Philly for a lot of years. So I lived in here, like that neighborhood where I grew up in. And I lived there until I was 13. And that was known as the United Nations back then. You had blacks, Puerto Ricans, Jews, Russians, Ukrainians, Polacks, Germans, Spanish, Italian. You had like the whole neighborhood was like the United Nations, you know?
Okay.
So, and I can remember like this, I forgot another address. 2 more addresses. Remember I told you where I moved?
Yeah.
2 more. From 1013 Randolph to 1538 Marshall Street, and then to 1427 Franklin Street. So that's 2 more addresses. That's 12, maybe 13 addresses from me.
Wow.
Okay? And I remember at that, I was maybe, I don't know exactly, 12, 13, 14, 15, somewhere around there.
Right.
14, I would say, something like that. Before that, after that, we moved. My mom and family and I moved up there because, my God, I'm sitting in a corner and there goes guys on a roof throwing bricks at people. They were like crazy. You know?
Whoa.
Crazy.
Oh. Wow.
Unbelievable. But anyhow, I saw stuff like that. my brother-in-law went to Puerto Rico for a softball tournament with his son. And I can't remember the town he was in, but they didn't. He said they stayed there. They didn't go anywhere, you know? And people go to Puerto Rico back then, and then they would say, oh, let's say you're at the airport. My son and my brother-in-law came to help me build the house, okay? I go to the airport, and I'm waiting for my son to land. And I'm hearing people, they're leaving. Oh, how was your trip? Oh, it was a great trip. We loved it. Oh, beautiful. I'm going to tell you something. Those people, and they're just one of many, you have the hotel that they stayed in right on the beach. They maybe went one block that way, one block that way. They would never go on the island.
Right.
Never. Because I saw 3 people got killed that I knew while I was over there.
Whoa.
They used to sell lottery tickets. If you wanted to make a little living, and let's say you live on the island, you want to make a few bucks, so you go to this building, municipal building, let's call it, and you buy sheets of lottery tickets, and then you sell. You rip one ticket, 10 cents. You buy a whole strip, $1. You buy the whole sheet, $5.
Wow.
This guy would stand on a corner somewhere selling tickets. One day he wasn't there. I found out he got shot and killed.
Oh, my
and
God.
robbed. A real estate agent. We're over there, and a real estate agent was coming out of the office, got robbed and killed, and car stolen.
Wow.
Okay? Meanwhile, house is built. Our house is built already. My wife and I moved in. And at 2, 3 in the morning here, machine guns, because helicopters will be flying by. They're what's the word when they charge a complex?
Air raid?
They air raided the complex where drugs were being done. You hear machine gun from miles away, 2, 3, 4 in the morning. You hear it.
Wow.
It's like sound bounces off everywhere. You hear a machine gun. Unbelievable.
Oh, my God.
That's a hell of a place to go live. At that time, 90, 91, 92, you go to San Juan, which was what? 8, 9 miles east? Yeah, 8, 9 miles east. So you go to, you're driving on what they call the autopista. That's the highway. A little highway that they built around. Number 2, number 1, number 3, all around the island. But the autopista was just a little run, maybe like 25 miles long.
Okay.
And the arm would come down, you drop a quarter, arm goes up, arm goes up, 5 cars take off through the
That's pretty funny.
and then just like over here, you have, let's say, on highway number 2. 2 lanes that way, 2 this way. And then you got that little shoulder. That's an extra lane. They don't care.
All right.
And I met people from New York visiting friends, let's say a few houses down.
Yeah.
And these are Puerto Rican people they lived here, and they had friends in New York. They came to visit. And so I go to them, how come you don't move down here? It's really nice. He goes, too many idiots over here.
Okay.
They say, mucho idiotas aquí, they used to say. Too many idiots here.
Nice.
Yeah?
Nice.
But that's it. I think I pretty much summed the whole darn story up. I started when I was living on Randolph Street, all the houses I lived in. So now what else did we talk about? We talked about a lot of things.
A lot of things.
What do you say? Are you happy with everything? Of
course.
I am.
Are you?
And getting back to the golf. I like I said, little by little, no teaching until I started working with the PGA H.O.P.E. and they're helping me and helping other guys. Right now, there's like 80 guys in the Philadelphia chapter.
Yeah.
Philadelphia PGA section, they called it.
Yep.
And the Philadelphia PGA section, or PGA section in Philadelphia, one or the other.
Sure.
But these guys, guys and women, they help everybody. You know?
Yeah.
And I really enjoy the heck out of it. And I'm going to keep it going because I don't need any professional help. Why? Because I'm not going to get much better. I'm not going to be a pro. I'm done, you know. But at least now I got a set of clubs now, good ones. Mm-hmm. The PGA H.O.P.E. helped me with them. They had a deal with Wilson Sports.
Okay.
40% off of wholesale.
Nice.
Yeah. So instead of paying like $1,100, I got it for like $620.
Nice.
That's
awesome.
But I had to wait like, I don't know, 5 weeks before I got them.
Right.
I ordered them custom, sort of. Custom made.
Sure.
My what do you call it? My shafts that I wanted, there's different shafts, different iron club, different grips. So I got them sort of, let's call it custom made.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, I'm sure I'll see you in the summertime back at Ben Salem.
Let's go for it.
All right, Victor. Thank you for everything.
Sure,
thank you
no
for
problem
Thank you
at
for your
all.
service, especially.
How do I get out of here?
How do you get out of here?
That's absolutely no problem, too. I like that because, you know, people back in the old days, they would say, bum, get away. But now, since Afghanistan and Iran and a lot of, you know, we lost too many guys in Nam. That was like 55, 60,000. That's a lot. That's the next largest, I think, since, World War II or World War I? I don't know how many they lost. But the Civil War lost a lot of people, too.
Yeah.
That was all Americans, you know, South and North. But,
Sure.
But a lot of guys from, they come home now, they say, thank you for your service. Yeah. Oh, thank you very much. They even give you a card now that says, let's say, I'll show you what I think I got it here somewhere. It's here somewhere, I hope. Here, I got one from the VA. They gave me hearing aids. After all these years, last February I got hearing aids.
Yeah.
And I forgot to put them on today. Yeah. First thing I got was this old card here. Bucks County Veterans Card. Bucks County Veterans Card. I don't remember what year it was. I had to go to Doylestown, 2014.
Okay.
Okay, March 4th, 2014. And I still live in the same house. But the VA, like I said, they gave me, after all these years, how many years? I don't know, 48, 50 years later or something, more than that even. They gave me hearing aids. Because of my income. I don't have the income anymore.
Right.
Okay, my wife and I have some savings. We have a house, but income. That's what the government wanted to know. So the government asks you, how much did you make? You show them your 1099, I think W-2 form, whatever they call it. My wife does all of our taxes, but I haven't worked really for years. I do a couple little things here, a couple little things there.
Right.
That's it. Joe on Darn Street, which is around the corner, and Christine in Florence, New Jersey. I go there for 2 hours, and I sit there for 5 hours with her talking. It's a lot of fun. Put it that way.
That's awesome. Golf
is a lot of fun. Life is a lot of fun. You got to try to make the best with what you got. What do they call it? You got what's that thing that Forrest Gump used to say? If you get lemons, you make lemonade or whatever.
Yeah.
Or no, a box of chocolates. You don't know what you get.
Right.
There you go. Exactly. That's it.
Thank you again, Victor.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.